Hey everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Coins. Strap in because we've got some major twists in the crypto universe that you don't want to miss. First up, Ethereum ETFs are greenlit. That's right, after months of suspense and a heap of naysayers, the SEC pulled a fast one and approved not one but 8 spot Ethereum ETFs. We're talking big names here, folks. Grayscale, VanEck, Fidelity, BlackRock, they all got the thumbs up. So what does this mean for you? If you're into Ethereum, it's kind of like getting front row tickets to your favorite band. Major access and potentially major gains. Now, let's talk Dogecoin. Dogecoin, the little meme coin that could created just for kicks by some cheeky developers, it's now laughing its way to the bank. Why? Because none other than Elon Musk, yes, the real-life Tony Stark, decided to give it a shout-out on Twitter, the platform he now rules like a modern-day digital king. The result? Dogecoin's market cap surged, and it's now prancing around as the 9th biggest cryptocurrency. Talk about a wild ride. This week wasn't just about gains and approvals, though. It's about the unexpected journeys, the laughs along the way, and hey, maybe making a little coin while we're at it. So whether you're here for the memes or the money, remember, in the world of crypto, anything can happen. That's it for this week. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming adventures in the cryptosphere. Catch you next time, and remember, keep your wallets digital and your humor analog. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that's buzzing all over social media. That's right, we're talking about former President Donald Trump's rally in the Bronx. And let me tell you, the crowd size, not exactly what you'd expect. So, Trump threw this rally in Crotona Park, right in the heart of a Democratic stronghold. The goal? To drum up support before the big showdown in November. But here's where it gets interesting. Now, if you've been following the news, Trump's team has been boasting about massive crowd sizes, but a video that's going viral tells a slightly different story. This video, which has already raked in over 615,000 views, shows a fair bit of empty space. Yep, you heard that right. Despite the sea of red hats, there were patches of green grass peeking through more than you'd expect at a political rally. It's kind of like throwing a party and realizing half the people you invited decided to binge-watch Netflix instead. Reporter Jim Dolan gave us the scoop, noting these empty spots at the park. It's almost like playing Where's Waldo? But instead, you're looking for patches of unoccupied grass. And let's be real, this isn't just about crowd sizes, it's about expectations versus reality. It's about the stories we're told and the evidence we see. And sometimes, those two things don't quite match up. It's like expecting an avocado toast and getting plain bread. But hey, that's politics for you, full of surprises, and never quite as predictable as you'd hope. So what do you think about this rally? Was it a strategic misstep or just another day in the world of political campaigns? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I love hearing from you guys. And if you enjoyed this little insight into political rallies, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that keeps it real. Catch you in the next video, where we'll uncover more truths behind the big headlines. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep it fun. It seems like someone hit the repeat button on the Israel-Palestine conflict and surprise, surprise, it's set to bombardment. It's like that one friend who keeps playing the same sad song on repeat, hoping for a different ending. Except in this case, the song is set to the tune of exploding buildings and the lyrics are written in the blood of innocent civilians. Despite the International Court of Justice, we'll get to those guys later, basically saying, hey, maybe don't bomb Gaza into oblivion, here we are again. It's almost impressive, this dedication to conflict resolution via high explosives. You'd think someone would have tried a strongly worded letter by now, but hey, who am I to judge international diplomacy? It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline, except the fire is decades of political tension. The gasoline is highly sophisticated weaponry, and the people holding the matches are, well, let's just say they have some very strong opinions on how this whole thing should play out. Now about those guys in the fancy robes, the International Court of Justice. They're like the world's hall monitors. Except instead of telling you to spit out your gum, they deal with slightly bigger issues like, war crimes and stuff. Back in 2004, they issued an advisory opinion on Israel's barrier in the West Bank, basically saying it was a big no-no under international law. They also said that any other country had a legal obligation not to recognize or assist in maintaining this barrier. Fast forward to today, and the ICJ is still waiting for its invitation to the peace talks. It's like that friend you invite to a party who everyone knows is going to call out the elephant in the room, except in this case, the elephant is wearing an explosive vest and carrying a grudge. But let's be real, international law can be a bit like the terms and conditions you blindly scroll through. Everyone agrees to it, but no one really wants to read the fine print, especially if it means potentially having to, stop bombing things. And so the bombs keep falling, the international community expresses its deep concern, and we all go about our day wondering if maybe, just maybe, tomorrow will be different. Now, let's talk about Rafah, because no discussion about the Israel-Palestine conflict would be complete without mentioning this particular hotbed of, well, hotbedness. Imagine a city that's constantly caught in the middle of a very loud, very destructive argument between two neighbors who really need to invest in some noise-canceling headphones and a good therapist. Rafah, unfortunately, doesn't have that luxury. It's been the target of numerous Israeli military operations over the years, with the most recent one leaving a trail of destruction that even the most skilled contractor would struggle to rebuild. We're talking homes reduced to rubble, hospitals overflowing with casualties, and a general sense of despair that hangs in the air like the smoke from 1,000 extinguished dreams. It's enough to make you want to scream, cry, and then scream some more, but then you remember that the people who actually live there don't have the luxury of that kind of emotional release. They have to pick up the pieces, bury their dead, and try to rebuild their lives, all while knowing that the next round of bombs could fall at any moment. Now I know what you're thinking, but what about Hamas? They're no angels either. And you'd be right, Hamas, the militant group that controls Gaza, has also been accused of human rights abuses and using civilians as human shields. It's a complicated situation, kind of like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. It's messy, it's dangerous, and there's a high probability of someone getting hurt. But here's the thing, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because one side is behaving badly doesn't give the other side carte blanche to do whatever they want. It's like saying that if your neighbor plays loud music at 3 a.m., you have the right to burn down their house. Sure, it might solve the noise problem, but it's probably not going to win you any Neighbor of the Year awards. The point is, focusing solely on Hamas's actions ignores the larger context of the conflict and the very real suffering of Palestinian civilians. It's like watching a boxing match and only paying attention to the punches thrown by one boxer, while completely ignoring the fact that the other boxer is bleeding profusely from a head wound. It's a convenient way to simplify a complex issue, but it's also a dangerous oversimplification that ignores the human cost of this endless cycle of violence. Speaking of irony, let's talk about Israel's Iron Dome defense system. It's a technological marvel, intercepting rockets with the precision of a brain surgeon playing darts. It's also a stark reminder of the vast power imbalance between Israel and Palestine. Imagine one kid in a playground fight wearing a full suit of armor, while the other kid has a rusty spoon and a whole lot of hope. That's kind of what we're dealing with here. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for technological advancements, especially when they save lives. But when one side has the ability to protect itself from attacks while the other side is left vulnerable, it raises some serious questions about the nature of self-defense and the very definition of a fair fight. It's like giving Usain Bolt a head start in a race against a snail and then claiming victory as a testament to superior athleticism. The Iron Dome, while undeniably impressive, is a symbol of a deeper problem, the lack of a level playing field in this conflict. And until that fundamental issue is addressed, the cycle of violence will continue, with or without the fancy rocket-intercepting technology. So here we are again, caught in the middle of another chapter in the seemingly never-ending saga of the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's a story of tragedy, absurdity, and the seemingly unyielding human capacity for violence. It's a conflict that has claimed countless lives, displaced millions, and left an indelible scar on the soul of humanity. And yet, amidst the rubble and despair, there's a glimmer of hope. Because as long as people are still talking, still debating, still searching for a solution, there's a chance, however slim, that peace might one day prevail. It's a long shot, I'll grant you that. But in this crazy, mixed-up world, sometimes a long shot is all you've got. So let's keep talking, keep questioning, keep pushing for a better tomorrow, because the alternative, another generation condemned to repeat the mistakes of the past, is simply too painful to contemplate. And hey, if we're lucky, maybe someday that repeat button will finally break, and we can all move on to a new song, one that doesn't involve bombs, bloodshed, and the seemingly endless cycle of violence. Now, wouldn't that be something?